Make today iconic. What is up, guys? It's Upcome Sports, back with another realistic rebuild here on Madden 19. In this one, we're doing the Indianapolis Colts. Here are the objectives if you guys want to pause those. These are the settings that I am going to be using. I'll probably be using these for the rest of the rebuilds that I do on Madden. And I'll probably be doing Madden 19 rebuilds for the remainder of the month until 2K19 comes out. And then obviously I'll mix both of them in, but hopefully you guys like these. And yeah, let's get right into it. This is the roster. T.Y. Hilton is our best player as of right now. Jabal Sheard. Andrew Luck I am going to be keeping because one of the subscribers did comment that I should keep Andrew Luck. So I will be doing that. Unless he does like really bad, but I doubt he will. So for the first season, this is a rotation. We're not really looking that good on offense or defense. Pretty much T.Y. Hilton, Andrew Luck, and Jabal Sheard are our main pieces. And they're getting really old, so we might have to trade a couple of them. But let's just see what happens. So let's check out the standings after the first season. See how we did. Saints, the best team in the NFL. But we were really bad. We only won 3 games, so we won 3-13. We'll have a top 2 pick in the draft, which should help us out. But Andrew Luck, almost 4,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's a pretty good season from him, pretty solid. Marlon Mack, pretty good running season. T.Y. Hilton, 800 yards. Rodgers did better than T.Y. Hilton. I don't know why that was, but Clayton Geathers, pretty good on defense. Overall, we got a lot of sacks, but I'd like to improve on that. I'd like to improve the defense, probably get it to like a top 5 defense. I really like defense, so most of my rebuilds are going to be focused around the defense because I do think that defense is the most important thing in sports. But here are the awards. You guys can pause through those if you like. Check out what some of your favorite players did, and yeah. So the New Orleans Saints are going to take the Super Bowl, beating the Cincinnati Bengals. So we really need some defensive backs on this team. We're looking really bad on defensive backs, so we're going to sign Mike Hilton. He's 25, 80 overall. And in the draft, we were able to pick up some pretty good pieces. Eric Humphrey, 80 overall. He does have star development, so he will be good for us. A couple other good pieces. And here's the roster for the second season. I'm going to try to move T.Y. Hilton if I can for another good young piece because we're going to really waste his prime. We're not really ready to win now. So we're going to try to move him, and we're looking pretty good. Got a nice young core, but we'll try to develop some more young talent. So we are going to move T.Y. Hilton for Blake Martinez. We're also going to throw Green Bay a running back. They need some offensive pieces to surround Aaron Rodgers. They're in a win now mode, and Blake Martinez is going to help our future out, at least on defense. So here's the rotation for season number 2. We're looking a little bit better on offense and defense, but we're not really there yet. I don't expect to make the playoffs this season, so we'll have probably another top pick. But yeah, let's just see what happens. Hopefully we can at least improve. So after season number 2, we did finish 5-11, so we won 2 more games than last season. That's always good. It's always good to keep improving, even if it's only by 2 games. But we will still have a top pick, and that's going to be pretty good. But let's check out how Andrew Luck did. 3,900 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's pretty good, pretty solid from him. Marlon Mack had a pretty good season. Chester Rogers, another 1,000-yard season. So we don't really need T.Y. Hilton as we have Chester Rogers. But here's how the defense is looking like. Not too great, but we'll keep improving on that. Let's check out some of the yearly awards. MVP went to Carson Wentz, Todd Gurley in second. We're not going to have many Colts on this list. Probably not even any, but you guys can check that out. Andrew Luck was there in the top 10 quarterbacks / offensive player of the year. So that's pretty good. Yeah, you guys can pause those if you like. So my favorite team is going to take the Super Bowl, the Green Bay Packers. I might do a rebuild on them next. I'm not too sure. So with T.Y. Hilton gone, we do need some wide receivers, and we're going to get a 25-year-old Tajay Sharp. And again, we're going to go after another defensive back, 25-year-old Tavon Young, 82 overall. He should improve to at least like an 85. And in the draft, we had the 4th pick, and I did take a right guard, Craig Jacobson, 78 overall, quick development, so he should be good for us. And this is the roster for the 3rd season. Andrew Luck is now our best player at quarterback. Blake Martinez, 2nd best. So we're really in a rebuild mode right now, and we're going to keep getting better every season. Hopefully we win more games than last season and keep improving. So I really like this trade. We don't really need Jack Doyle anymore, and he's getting out of his prime. So we're going to go after defensive tackle Mario Edwards Jr. from the Raiders. So here's the rotation for the 3rd season. Our defense is really improving. That's going to be our cornerstone. But yeah, a lot of young guys, and Andrew Luck is still here. But let's see if we can make the playoffs. I doubt it, but we should be getting better. So after the 3rd season, we did go 4-12, last in the division, not too good. We didn't improve, so that's kind of worse, but we did lose a couple of pieces, so that's always going to be a challenge during a rebuild. And let's see how Andrew Luck did. About the same stats, a little bit worse, but 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Marlon Mack had a pretty good season again. Chester Rogers, again, 1,000-yard receiving season. Blake Martinez leading our defense. And as you guys can see there, we were the worst offense in the league, 32nd in offense. You guys can check out these MVP and Offensive Player of the Year awards if you like. No one on the Colts is going to be on here till like maybe the 5th season, but so the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl, defeating the Chiefs here. And here we're going to try to sign yet another defensive back, 86 overall, Jordan Lewis, in his 4th year in the league. We're also going to go after Derek Barnett, 85 overall, also in his 4th year in the league, right end for us. And in this trade, we are going to go after a defensive tackle, 90 overall, scheme fit for us. We're going to send the Detroit Lions a wide receiver, right end, and also a 4th-round pick. Pretty good deal for both teams. And since we were the worst offense in the league last year, we're going to go after John Ross, 78 overall wide receiver, still pretty young. And we also need some depth at linebacker, so Ben Gideon, 78 overall, is going to join the team. And in the draft, we were able to pick up a superstar right outside linebacker, superstar development, 79 overall, so he'll be our starter from now on. So here's the roster for the 4th season. Ashawn Robinson is now our best player. Andrew Luck's still up there. He's not really regressing as much, and that's pretty good for us, but let's see what trades we can make to make this offense a little bit better. So I was able to move one of our cornerbacks to strong safety, and he went up to an 85 overall. I'm not sure how that works, but now we don't need Farley, and we're going to trade for Devin Funchess. So it's at the point in the rebuild when we have to win now. We have to get to the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell is about to start to regress for the Steelers. They need to get some value for him. We're going to give them a 1st-round pick, a rotation wide receiver, and a right tackle. So here's the rotation for the 4th season. The offense is really starting to look good compared to that defense, but obviously our defense is way better. Hopefully we're not dead last in offense this year, and maybe Le'Veon Bell can carry us into the playoffs along with Andrew Luck and all those pieces. So for the season, we did finish 6-10, last again in the division, but really next year is our last year to try to make a playoff run. So I'm not really too worried that we didn't make the playoffs. We did improve from last year, which is significant in these rebuilds. Let's check out how Andrew Luck did. 3,600 passing yards, not too bad. 24 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, though. He's going to have to get that number down. We'll give him one more season to try to deliver. But Devin Funchess had a pretty good season for us. Rodgers has really been that dude at wide receiver, though. Blake Martinez leading the defense along with Fry and Eric Humphrey. So this year we were actually 22nd in offense, so we did improve by a lot. Here are the awards: MVP, Defensive Player, Offensive Player of the Year. You guys can check those out, but Le'Veon Bell is probably going to be on this list, I would imagine, but I didn't see him. So the New York Giants again are going to win the Super Bowl, defeating the Houston Texans. So in the last year, we're going to try to sign Taywan Taylor, wide receiver, to add some depth at that position. And in the draft, we were able to pick up some okay pieces. We didn't have a first round pick, obviously, in that Le'Veon Bell trade. So here's the roster for the final season of this realistic rebuild. Le'Veon Bell is our second best player, but he did regress a lot. That's why the Steelers got some good value for him before he was out of his prime, but he'll still be solid for us. So the Seahawks want some depth at wide receiver, and we're going to give them that. Vrabel, still very young, and also Taywan Taylor, and a 6th round pick for Tyler Lockett, who's going to help us out a lot on offense. So here's the rotation for the final season. We're at an 87 overall as a team. Our defense is obviously a little bit better than our offense, but the offense is not too far behind. Our special teams is kind of above average a little bit, so we should be good to make the playoffs this season. So in the final season, we did finish 9-6-1, second in the division. Good enough to make the playoffs, and we'll be playing in the wild card round in this weekend, so that's pretty good. We met our goal of making the playoffs, one of our goals, but we do have to win a playoff game. Andrew Luck, another really good season. Not too many interceptions from him. Le'Veon Bell, still producing at a high level, along with Marlon Mack. Tyler Lockett, 700 yards, but looking pretty solid. On defense, Blake Martinez, obviously leading our team, and we're looking pretty good. Humphrey and Fry are really developing as superstars in the league. Let's check out this Le'Veon Bell, 3rd in MVP voting, so really big impact from him. Let's see, Le'Veon Bell, 2nd in Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Andrew Luck also on that list, so that's pretty good from our quarterback. You guys can check out all the other awards if you like. So in this wildcard game, we're absolutely shredding the Jets. We end up winning 41-17. It was a really tight game up until the second half, but let's check out the stats. Yeah, we just ran away with it. Pretty good balance in the total yards, about 400 for each team, but they had a lot of interceptions from Zach Blumberg. I don't know who that is. I don't know where Sam Darnold went, but we'll take it. Andrew Luck had a pretty solid game. Le'Veon Bell, not too effective, but 177 yards. Tyler Lockett had a pretty good game as well, along with Devin Funchess. Yeah, and the defense just performing really well as well. In the divisional round, we're tied at 17 apiece. We just scored a touchdown, so we're up by 7 in the 4th quarter. Let's see if we can keep this lead. An interception by TJ Green, so that's huge for us. We'll have the ball. Incomplete pass from Andrew Luck. 2nd and 10. We'll be at a 3rd and 12. 19-yard reception by Eric Ebron, our tight end. 3rd and 12. 19 yards again for Eric Ebron. Huge play. 7-yard touchdown from Chester Rogers. He's been big for us this whole video. But 31-17. Let's see if we can hold it back. About 2 minutes left. So incomplete pass from Kurt Nash. Interception by Malik Hooker. Interception, that's huge. Looks like we might be running away with this. 31-17 still. A minute 40 left. And we score a touchdown. So this is looking pretty much over. And we'll be moving on to the championship game. As long as nothing miraculous happens here. And 38-24, we will be taking this one. So again, we were pretty evenly matched in total yards, but our defense really came up with some big interceptions towards the end of that game. Malik Hooker and TJ Green with huge interceptions. Andrew Luck, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Huge game from him. Le'Veon Bell had a pretty good game as well. Yeah, just everyone played really solid. No interceptions. That's going to be huge for the defense. And if Andrew Luck can keep this up, we might be going to a Super Bowl. So here in the AFC Championship game, things are not looking good. We're down 28-3 with 2 minutes left. It's looking pretty much over. And that was a huge third down, which they did convert. We just haven't been able to stop them or score. 35-3 now, and this game's pretty much over. So we will not be going to the Super Bowl, sadly, but we did complete the objectives, which was to win a playoff game, and we actually won 2, so pretty good. 5-year rebuild, and we came just a little bit short. Let's check out the stats. Blake Bortles just outplayed Andrew Luck. He only had an 18 passer rating. That's horrible from Andrew Luck. 0 touchdowns. He choked. There's nothing else that I can say. Andrew Luck choked. 18 passer rating in the championship game. Chester Rogers, yeah, he just wasn't getting the ball. Our offensive weapons weren't clicking. So, and the Dallas Cowboys end up winning the Super Bowl over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pretty good for us. And that's going to do it for this rebuild. Let me know what you guys thought of this team. Let me know what you guys would have done differently. Also, let me know if you guys thought it was realistic enough. Comment down below what team I should do next. Maybe your favorite team, maybe another team you'd like to see. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I will be doing Madden 19 videos probably for the rest of the month until NBA 2K19 comes out. So thank you guys.
Never get to me. Bring out the Brinks truck. I'm young, flying ice up. 100-yard dash. I had to run my price up. Boss your life up.